Okay, so dear friends, I am very to be among you, and I will be speaking on. I will be speaking on very effect of Ayurveda, that is the its own symptom therapy action. So we talk about Ama. We have to understand Agni. Agni. When we get Agni, the meaning of Agni is fire. And when we talk about Agni in Ayurveda, it is the digestion and metabolism. And when we want to understand about the importance of Agni, the Charaka, who is the one of the important scientists of Ayurveda in ancient times, has met functioning the person dies because Agni is very important for our body. Uh, Whenever a person is very healthy, if his Agni is very good, a person's healthy and live a very long, very healthy life. So Agni is very important that way. I was mentioning about the Agni. If a person's Agni is not good, the whole metabolism of the body is disturbed and it causes the disease. So Agni is considered as the so when we talk about the Agni, we need to understand what and Agni is not when we talk about the is not just digestive fire, it is something more. It covers digestion and metabolism both in a person, in a living person, living organism. When we talk about the Agni, it incorporates digestion and metabolism both. It is also responsible to maintain the integrity of the person, performs the biological and biochemical process, and provides necessary energy also for the necessary for our physiological functions. If we want to understand Agni is everywhere. It is from every small cell of body to a macro channel cell, and Agni is vital thing for the physiological functions of our body. Further to Agni, we need to also understand when we compare with the Agni concept and the conventional medicine. In conventional medicine, the metabolic processes, division, multiplication in our cell, it all comes under the Agni according to Ayurveda. For example, if we consider a living cell in a living cell under the microscope, you can see lot of things going on, lot of activities going on. It is the process of Agni. If a person dies, if he is dead, you cannot see such activity. It means that there is no Agni. So Agni is very important. Okay, let's try. So I was talking about Agni, and when we talk about Agni, as Agni represents fire, and in Ayurveda it is three dosha, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, in which Pitta also represents fire out of five elements. So one of the another scientist of Ayurveda known as Sushruta, who has written Sushruta Samhita, he said that there is no existence of any other Agni in the body without Pitta. Pitta is very important when we talk about the Agni. One of the property of Pitta is Ushna. Ushna, that is like hot property. So hot property of Pitta make it representing like Agni in our body. Ushna is the property or guna of Pitta that's property. So Ushna is like hot property, which is the classical guna or property. So the same is in Agni. So Pitta and Agni both have same if they have problems or any imbalance. When we talk about Agni, there are different types of Agni. Agni is not only digestive fire, but 13 types, 13 types of Agni in our body. Out of these 13 types, the main Agni is Jaఠar Agni, that is the digestive fire, and it stays in our alimentary canal or in the system. This digestive system, which is in Sanskrit known as Kaya. So treatment of Kaya or treatment of Agni is known as Kaya Chikitsa. So Kaya Chikitsa is one of the important branch of Ayurveda which deals with the disorders or diseases of Agni. So this is one main Agni. There are another five Agni, that is known as Bhutagni. And Bhutagni represents each of five elements like air, space, fire, water, earth. So these five elements have shaped themselves. Yes. So said that Bhutagni, five types of Bhutagni. Bhuta means element, so basic element. We all know that I think uh, science of Ayurveda is based on this principle of five elements. This five element is air, space, fire, water, and earth. These five. And so these are five, and there are seven other Agni that is known as Dhatvagni. And Dhatvagni is based on seven tissues according to Ayurvedic physiology. Seven tissues are the seven tissues. In Ayurveda, there are the base of Ayurveda is a Dhatu Malam, like there are three Kapha, there are seven Dhatu, and that is Rasa, Rakta, Mansa, Meda, Asti. So it's issues of our body. There are seven. Dhatu have seven Agni. So there are seven types of Agni based on this Dhatu. Mainly said that the 13 Agni, that is the main, the digestive fire is the main. So there is a process of which is like the Vayu, the Prana Vayu to the costa, that is our stomach, and digestive juices they get each other, that is visible to the body. It is like known as some, so it is like a amalgamation process of the Agni. Yes, I will repeat this. The process of how it works. So when we take food from our mouth to our body, prana vayu, that is one of the type of vata, it facilitates the to go in our stomach, makes the food mixed with our digestive juices and make it like a mixed one, a compact liquid, which then becomes nutrition for our body. So I was talking about this Agni and and I said that once this process of amalgamation or mixing food with our digestion is complete, then there is a part known as Grahani. Grahani is stomach, is a anatomical landmark of our body, and it takes care of the digestion of the food. It is also a part of Agni. All these things are process can be compared with that of the preparation of rice. Like we put rice in a vessel, put water and cook. It's like a process similar to digestion. So actually this process, if it works well, it helps us to stay balanced. It also helps us our body function stays intact, and all the processes biophysical, biochemical process well. If it is not good, then the ama or the undigested food material goes into our body. That is the understanding of ama. If Agni do not function well, then our body cannot process this nutrition and cannot assimilate this nutrition of the food, and that generates or that generates the waste which is being absorbed in our body and then imbalance. So this process of Agni is so known as metabolism. Chaya apachaya means is a process of metabolism. If it is not good, then we have either slow metabolism, or we have either hyper metabolism, or too fast metabolism, too slow metabolism, due to this process of Agni. In physiological and pathological conditions, Agni are very important to understand in Ayurvedic. There are another understanding of Agni, how Agni behaves in different persons, or how Agni is situated in different persons' Prakruti. For example, if a person having Vata imbalance, the Agni changes its character. Sometimes it is very slow, sometimes it digests everything, sometimes it cannot digest anything. It's variable, Vishama Agni. So the another aspect of Agni is like Tikshana Agni, high Agni, which is also, if sometimes Pitta is in imbalance, Pitta imbalance, then Atyagni or Bhasmaka Roga or Tikshana Agni happens, in which a person eats a lot, too much of eating, every time hungry, but still not satisfied, and a person cannot get nutrition because Agni is very tikshna or too much fast. We can see that in hyperthyroid condition, a person is always hungry and always want to eat something and it digests well, but a person still do not get nutrition and become more and more thin because of tikshna. Yes, so uh, the another is Mandagni. Mandagni is like low, like I said, variable Agni, Vishamagni. I said Tikshanagni, which is Agni, Geophone. Samagni, that is normal Agni. So Mandagni is like a low beta body. Even if a person eats very small amount of food, cannot digest or cannot assimilate. Person is even if person is not hungry, is is very difficult to eat them for them, and a person's metabolism goes really low, so he starts gaining weight. This is full. So I was mentioning there are four types of Agni according to their function is like Vishabhagni, Tikshanagni, Agni and Samagni. The best is Samagni in which Agni works better and then a person is healthy. That is the understanding of Agni. We can even understand the Agni for understanding of gut kriya or mind or our flora of intestine. Agni can be based on our understanding of gut health. Health is like based on friendly bacteria living in our intestine. If they are friendly, our digestion is good. If they are not good, our digestion is not good. Always have lot of problem when they have digestion. It is believed that this microorganism or flora of our bacterial flora or microbiome, if are not well, then a person develops a leaky gut syndrome or irritable bowel syndrome. It is because of poor Agni according to Ayurveda. Understanding of Ama lies here. So in simple words, Ama can be understood that if Agni is not good, then we cannot digest well. This is first understanding. When we cannot
Mm-hmm.
digest well, then what happens? This is the question. So, simple understanding is that when we eat something if our well, then there is a food material which is poorly very well digested. So, this undigested food material goes into our system as a nutrient and behaves, and I understands it as a ama. That when our Agni is not well for so many reasons, then whatever we eat healthy, we do not digest well. This is first thing. So if we do not digest well, then there is some poorly digested nutrients stays in our body, and that is known as ama. Ama is like a toxin to our body, toxin or biological waste product stays in our. So when this ama slowly which gets agni, when it our channels, our body channels, our srotas, then it blocks our channels and creates the different types of diseases in our body. So we understand if our agni is good, we do not have ama. If we do not have ama, then our body stays healthy because our srotas, our channels are not blocked. So ama is at two level, either at the level of our digestion process or in our body through srotas and through cellular metabolism. I will repeat this. Ama can create problem in our body two levels. One is our in our digestive channel or digestive alimentary canal or digestive organs
Mm-hmm.
or intestines, and or if ama is more and accumulated in all the body, all srotas, then it creates problem with cellular metabolism also. So it is really interesting to understand that ama in our body has a has a has a problem or a congestion at cellular level. It can create faster aging or so many different big diseases if it is so much accumulated in our body. Now we should understand that why and how this Agni gets impairment. I said that Agni, if Agni stays good, if Agni stays not good, we are not healthy. But it is important to understand what causes which has an impact of Agni impairment or Agni disturbance. There are so many causes. I want to mention the main causes. First is staying away from food, not eating at appropriate time creates problem. The another cause of ama or creating ama is indigestion. So, for example, if we are not able to digest the food, we overeat. We do so much. We eat so much that we can. Then irregular food habits. Sometimes we eat at 4 o'clock in the afternoon our lunch. Sometimes we eat our dinner at midnight. So these irregular food habits, not eating at time, eating so much, sometimes eating so less, sometimes not eating. This is also big problem with the Agni and then creates ama. Interestingly, Ayurveda has this understanding of incompatibilities. If sometimes we eat so much of hot food and then immediately take some cold drink. So hot and cold, for example, if we take milk and fish together, it is incompatibility and creates problem. Similarly, change is place. If we change our place rapidly, it is also cause of our Agni problem. Too much of traveling. Also, change in season is also one of the cause of Agni problem. For example, the summers, a hot summers creates the low Agni, or too much of extreme wind, extreme summers, extreme cold environment also creates normally some problem with the Agni. Yes, hot summer or too much of cold weather, it because it is extreme for the body, so our Agni needs to take care, otherwise it gets imbalanced. Then there is also individual problem with are not allergic to certain food and then it creates problem. For example, somebody is allergic to dairy or milk. If they take a lot of milk, then their Agni is disturbed. Some person is sensitive to gluten. If they take a lot of gluten or bread, problem. If food is not well cooked or too much overcooked or indigestible or contamination, all these are the causes of Agni imbalance. Interestingly, Ayurveda also has advocated the psychological factors like too much of anger, too much of grief, too much of all these psychological factors also creates imbalance of Agni in a person. One of these is or two or more or several causes together creates the problem with Agni, and then if the Agni is not balanced, then Ama gets accumulated as I mentioned. If it's accumulated, then the dosha, dhatu or mala and creates several types of diseases pathological according to Ayurveda. So the gravity of the disease, like how is more or less or small or big, how much ama is there and how much of imbalance of dhatu and dosha is there. If it is much, then sometimes serious diseases come. If it is not so much, then small diseases do come. I will repeat this, that if ama is so much, if dhatu and mala are so much of imbalance together, then it's very serious big disease. And if they are not so much, then they create small diseases. In any ama can create small diseases in our body. I want to remind just one thing. When we started Agni, I was mentioning that there is a Jataragni and there is Agni. So Dhattvagni is a Sevagni. We should understand that it is like a cellular metabolism, and at that level if there is some problem also ama can create problems. So I would example, once you translate that sentence. I have mentioned earlier that there are Dhattvagni and Jataragni. Jataragni is like digestive fiber and Dhattvagni is like 7 types based on 7 tissues. So when we want to understand Dhattvagni, it is all metabolism at the cell level in our body. So it is very interesting to understand. For example, a person diabetes, they have problem in their beta cells of pancreas. A person with why diabetes happens? Because they have insulin production from pancreas. I will repeat this. It is I make it more simplified. That in our cell, if there is some function of cell is impaired due to AMA, then cellular metabolism is disturbed. AMA, one of the impact of AMA in our body. So cellular metabolism is affected with AMA, then hypertension, cancer, those type of diseases can occur, can happen. Diabetes, hypertension, blood pressure, tension, because of AMA. Yes. Now I want to discuss even more and is make it simplified. As I was mentioning, there is a principle of microbiome in our human gut. Microbiome. When we understand Agni Ama, it is easy to understand and deal with the microbiome of our body. Microbiome is a bacterial flora of our intestine. So when we understand Agni and Ama, it is easy. So our immunity, our is every the microbiome, which is like bacteria in our intestine, our human gut or intestine. All human being in our intestine, our intestine, billions of bacteria lives in our body, which is friendly to us, known as microbiome. So if these bacteria are friendly, are healthy, are happy, then we are healthy. If they are not healthy, then they create the problem and we become ill. So one of the important understanding of microbiome is that if they are healthy, then we have diseases. Because of our immunity, we get immune diseases of autoimmune diseases. I am repeating that microbiome is when we get autoimmune problems, autoimmune disorders like diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, etc. Also, if microbiome is not good, then we get obesity, we gain weight. So, Ayurvedic we understand microbiome concept with Jataragni. If Jataragni is good, Agni is good, microbiome is good. If Agni is not good, microbiome is not good. So we need to understand that if our Agni is intact, then we are healthy. So we have to prevent ourselves from Ama and take our Agni very healthy. So I will discuss now how to keep our Agni healthy and prevent ourselves from the Ama. Discuss want to skip slides because I do is easy to. So I will concentrate more on how to prevent. For this, we need to that there are management by Panchakarma, management by drugs, management of Agni and Ama by diet and external therapy. Different dealing with relieving Ama from our body. For example, fasting, not eating for few days and only taking some ginger teas or taking the diet and staying very on little diet and making fasting also corrects. If Agni is so much trouble with Ama approach, it is fasting. This is one example how to deal with it. Even there are certain drugs, medicine to deal with Ama and Agni that I will discuss. And also there are certain like Abhyanga, like Shirodhara, like different types of Svedana is the treatments to deal with Ama and Agni. So Ayurveda says that for any diseases, it is always good to think of Nidana Parivarjana or staying away from cause of the disease. So if something is causing a problem, it's better that we are Nidana Parivarjana. After that, there is also Samprapti Vigatana. Samprapti Vigatana is like reversing the pathology. If the pathological process, if a person become healthy. Samprapti Vigatana is as a pathology, and Vigatana means reversing the pathology and becoming healthy. Reversal, yeah, to reverse means to make pathology back to health. So for the Samprapti Vigatana, there are two types. Either Shodhana Chikitsa or biopurification, Shodhana, taking out the dosha, or balancing, biobalancing. Two types. either purification or
Yeah.
balancing. So purification is karma and balancing is possible through three things. One is some drugs, Ayurvedic medicine, or the appropriate food management, diet management, or changes in life. So Panchakarma is like a Shodhana Chikitsa, or it cleans the body from is most important aspect of Ayurvedic science. It is actually a detoxification treatment for this ama, and thus after detoxification it corrects the agni and person to become healthy. Panchakarma is the process of detoxification which corrects the agni, take out and thus make a person very healthy.
This sounds
Healthy.
very sorry.
So for example, the Panchakarma like in India in our center we do Panchakarma and is very good for detoxification. Then another is the appropriate diet, appropriate food management, etc. So if ama is so much, if there is a so much, then only detoxification Panchakarma is possible. But so many times ama is not so much. Simple treatments is so how to prevent ama, how to be healthy? There are simple tips. I want to explain. Simple thing. How to avoid ourselves from. So Ayurveda says that when we eat, we should not be anxious or we should not be angry. When we eat, eating should be in a and not very. If we have a good sleep, if we have timely sleep, our agni is. If we don't sleep good, then our agni also comes bad and we have ama.
Um,
There are different medicines for different types of agni problem. For example, ghee is very good for Vishama agni or Manda agni. Manda is like very low agni and Vishama agni is like variable agni. It's very good for that type of. Similarly, ginger or sunthi. Ginger is very good for Vishama
oh,
agni or Manda
here.
agni. Tripla is very good for all types of different problem of agni. Is also good for Tikshna agni, also good Vishama and Manda. Then there is a medicine known as Chitrakadi. Chitrakadi is good for Manda agni. And there are some examples of home remedies. For example, coriander. Coriander is maintaining a recipe. If we prepare coriander water and drink, our agni becomes. There is another recipe, home recipe, is cardamom and fennel. Also very good for Tikshana agni, or it is good to drink the water prepared from cardamom and fennel. It also helps me to become. Similarly, turmeric or kurkuma. So, Ayurveda says that to become healthy, prevention is better than cure. So, we have to be aware that if we can prevent our agni, we stay healthy. And agni taking care is a type of make our bacteria healthy, our microbiome with a healthy food, not to disturb them with lot of fast food and lot of doses of. I was mentioning about microbiome. So eat healthy so that microbiome is healthy. If our microbiome or bacteria is healthy, our agni is good. If our agni is good, there is no ama. If there is no ama, we stay
Padam,
healthy. So there are examples of good nutrients food good for bacteria is banana, ghee, kefir, yogurt, artichoke, asparagus, garlic. Those are examples. And there is an interesting fact that Triphala, if we take Triphala regularly, our agni stays good, is clean, and then we stay healthy. So Triphala, regularly taken Triphala is also one of the very good. So lastly, I want to quote Vagbhata of the science of and who has written Ashtanga Hridaya, a very good before I finish. It says regarding the behavioral food and observes beneficial practices, they stay very healthy. Okay, so there is one interesting thing Vagbhata said that is not only that but also respect with every living, no greed and health and fix and release of the truth. So helps us to be healthy because it also so this app leads a person healthy body, healthy mind and happy, healthy life, healthy being. I think I have tried to explain an Agni in very simple explanation. I hope you have enjoyed this topic. Thank you. Take care.